We are live and it's July, y'all. And we are officially in essentially the second half of 2025. Honestly, like, I don't even know how it's the second half of the year. Anyways, we had a wonderful 4th of July. Hopefully you had a wonderful 4th of July as well. We did, let's see, we did yard work. We hung out with the family, and then we thought our neighborhood wasn't going to do fireworks, but they did end up doing fireworks. And one of the things that I absolutely love about our house, and honestly, anybody that's looking to build, I usually recommend considering doing a screened in patio, because we love it so much because we get to sit outside and enjoy the weather without the mosquitoes and the bugs. It's not like they're really, really bad. It's so much more enjoyable to not have to be like doing this every time you're watching fireworks or just enjoying outside. So, today marks our 9th live video, and we are really loving being able to essentially bring you information about the area, talk about Hamilton County. God, I almost said something different. Candidly, actually talk about Hamilton County, and then answer your questions. So, like always, we ask that you leave questions in the comments. I've got my comments up, so if you have any questions, and of course, as always, welcome to our live. We call it our Hamco roundabout, since there are so many roundabouts in Hamilton County. We kind of drive around our roundabout, so to speak, and talk about Hamilton County and the surrounding areas. We occasionally will talk about Indianapolis, like if there's something cool happening or whatever, we'll talk about Indianapolis and what is kind of going on. Today specifically, if you are a book lover, if you like motorsports, or famous people, or have been waiting for low-income housing or continuous construction conversation, then you're in the right place for the live today. If you honestly don't care about any of that, but you want to know about the status of our area, then this live video is for you as well, because I'm going to talk about what the heck is happening here in Hamilton County with respect to real estate, housing, the market, what it's doing. And so if you have a specific question about a specific area, a specific house, I had somebody mention to me the other day, like, like questions about a specific house. And it was funny. I jokingly was like, well, send me a message through YouTube and I'll answer your question. Jokingly, I did go ahead and answer his question, but we want the commentary, right? Like, we want the back and forth conversation, because we want this, again, to be a resource for you, for whatever, however you want it. And if you have an idea of like, hey, you should bring this topic up or whatever, let me know. Okay, so we're going to dive right in, and talk about what some of the things I've already mentioned, which is books. I love books. I honestly never read when I was growing up. My mom had this rule that we had to read during the summer. And funny, when I had kids, I thought, oh, this is a great idea. I'll have my kids read during the summer. I don't know why I didn't take my own emotions into the equation, because I hated it. I, grew up ADHD. And so reading was hard for me. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really like it. And I thought I didn't like books. And so, because I was forced into it versus coming to it out of curiosity. So I did it one summer with my kids. They absolutely hated it as well. And I determined that year that I would never make them try to read again, because I think I have trauma. And if you know me, or if you call me and have me help you, you're going to notice that I talk about these things, things like trauma of what we have when we were little. Anyways, you would have never caught me in a bookstore, but you guys, a bookstore is coming to Carmel. So there aren't that many bookstores, honestly, in this area. We There's one that is now in Noblesville, which is really great. It's on the square in downtown Noblesville. But outside that, like Fisher's doesn't have a bookstore. Westfield does. Westfield has in their I say that, but then I question myself. It's downtown. It's in this little house that's kind of behind the downtown area. Fisher's doesn't have a bookstore, so this is the PSA to anybody that wants to open a bookstore. I think bookstores are coming back, in my opinion. You would have never caught me in a bookstore, but now I like books. I am part of a book club. Yes, we read books. We don't just drink wine. We actually never really have wine. We actually talk books, and we strategize on what books we're going to pick. Anyways, I digress. If you're a book lover, then this very beginning part of this live video is for you. If not, then you've already clicked off and you could care less. But Carmel's getting a bookstore, and I'm so excited, you guys. So, embracing the power of print, one Carmel couple builds a bookstore. Well, they didn't build it, they rehabbed it. But 10 years ago, people said books were dying, technology was making paper obsolete, and social media could cater to your interests seamlessly. Now books are going strong as ever. I don't know about you, my Instagram, I guess because I like books now, I have all of these Instagrammers that will post like the different styles of books or genres that they like, which I think is really cool. Now books are going strong as ever with social media trends like book talk, which I didn't know what that was. I went down I scrolled way too long. Book talk and Bookstagram. Knew about that one. Anyone can recommend books to countless people around the globe. The increase in book readers hasn't gone unnoticed by local couple Sean and Miranda Army, which I'm probably saying that last name wrong, but I do. If anybody knows them, let them know that I want to come to the bookstore as soon as it opens, or they have like a private showing. I would love to be there. Who will soon open their own bookstore named Stella House Books in the heart of Carmel. We wanted to bring something special to downtown Carmel, something we could build together, and it turned into this bookstore. So they kind of go on to say that they took this house. So they drove by this house many times, and it's actually a house built in 1903. They've always envisioned their bookstore being in a house, and they liked the idea of kind of creating that cozy space for people to meander in and out, which I love this idea, because you're right, like having like little spaces. Our formal dining room, what would be considered a formal dining room in our house, I turned into a sitting area with like a bookshelf and magazines and like a place that you can kind of sit and kind of just get cozy and read. So I love this idea. She was They studied English. I don't know if it's a she or he because I don't know who said this. Sean. So I'm assuming the Mr. Studied English literature in Indiana University and then went on to work as an editor and then a copywriter for a marketing company and then transitioned into teaching. So clearly he's around books nonstop. And then for the last several years, I've been working as an eighth grade teacher. Why do I feel like he would be a really good eighth grade teacher? Please don't tell me he's awful. Teaching English language arts. I feel like he would be really good. I don't know why I'm saying that. I just like something tells me because he wants a bookstore. You guys, no ramifications there. Anyways, so I'm super excited. They're redoing this house. So they're going in and rehabbing it and fixing it up. And then it's expected to open in late spring 2026 in the heart of downtown Carmel, providing a calm, cozy place for readers in one of the busiest spots in Hamilton County, which I agree. It's one of the busiest spots in Hamilton County. They're going to get tons of people, going through their bookstore. And this makes me so happy. I have found that I really love like the cover of a book, like if it's like matte and has texture. And so although I have to admit I use my Kindle a lot, I love holding a good book. And I used to always say I would never read in a Kindle or even do audiobooks. But I love doing audiobooks in my car as I'm on my way to show houses with clients. It's a great time because sometimes like we'll have a listing or showing 45 minutes away. It's a great time to listen to a book. People always tell me to do podcasts. I will listen to some podcasts, but not very many. So anyways, a bookstore is coming to Carmel, and I'm so excited. I know, super cheesy, but I love it. Okay, next topic. Do you like famous people? Do you follow famous people around to see where they're at? To be brutally honest, Hamilton County, in my opinion, I've actually searched. So a lot of YouTubers or people around the country will do videos on famous people's houses or famous people that have come from Indiana or whatever. I just want to tell you, it's like a dun dun dun. Nope, that's not the right. I can't think of the right sound that would go with it, but it's like because we don't apparently famous people don't really come from Hamilton County. I'm sure there are a few. I'm sure there's a couple. I keep hitting this. There's like a couple. My favorite famous person is Ryan Allward, but that's because I went to high school with him and we're friends. And I love him. He is on Indy now. I've probably mentioned him on here multiple times. If you, I'm gonna plug for him because he's on Indy now. So watch his show. And then also he does a show at Feinstein's, which is amazing. If you haven't been to his show, go to Feinstein's. It's in the Carmichael Hotel, so it's back in Carmel. When the bookstore opens, go to the bookstore and then go to a show to watch Ryan and his wife Lauren. You guys, it's one of the best nights you'll have. The food is amazing. The entertainment's amazing. Anyways, he's famous. He was on Straight No Chaser. If you know who Straight No Chaser is, the IU acapella group. Anyways, I digress. Famous people don't come here. The only other time famous people enter Indiana, and I'm making some broad allegations here right now, is for the Indy 500. Like we'll have famous people that come in for the Indy 500. I don't know where they stay. They probably stay downtown. There's some amazing hotels and downtown really is awesome. But famous people don't really come to Indiana. So I got really excited when I saw that there was the potential that Keanu Reeves could be coming to Fishers, Indiana. You guys, speaking of motorsports, that's where I went with that. Keanu Reeves to chronicle Cadillac's Formula One dream in new docuseries. So if you didn't hear on our first ever live series, we talked about the F1 team, Cadillac. It wasn't Cadillac at the time when they announced it, but the F1 team is building their facility in Fishers, Indiana. I hate to break it to you. This doesn't technically say that he's coming to Fishers, but in a bold crossover of Hollywood storytelling and Formula One ambition, Keanu Reeves is set to helm a brand new docuseries chronicling Cadillac's historic entry into F1, because this is big, you guys. Apparently, and I'm sure my husband, if he could jump on this video right now, would probably correct me a couple of times with this, but I think this is the first time Cadillac's ever been in F1. I think that they have been trying to be in Formula F1. I don't think ultimately that new teams join F1 really all that often. Like, I'm getting a shake of the head from my husband. So I'm either saying something right or something wrong. I'm right. I'm right. Okay. I do listen when you talk, babe. I do. I hear it. I might not be able to regurgitate all of the F1 information. But anyways, so this is a multi-part docuseries. Will follow the American automotive giant journey from concept to grid as it prepares to become the sport's 11th team on the starting line at the 2026 Australian Grand Prix. I just want to say, if I ever go to Australia, I want to go to the Australian Grand Prix Grand Prix. These braces really complicate my talking. Because that would be amazing. From green light to green flag inside Cadillac's F1 team, this marks Keanu Reeves' return to the Formula One documentary space after the critical and fan, hi Evie, our baby girl joined us, fan acclaim of Brawn, the Impossible Formula One story, which aired on Disney Plus in 2023 and earned him an Emmy. I haven't seen that. And so when I read this, I was like, I kind of want to go see that. So, anyways, it's going to be really cool. So they've teamed up Keanu Reeves with this docuseries. It was approved by the FIA in March of 2025. And it kind of just talks about, so the only time they mention Fishers, Indiana, this little blurb right here, the docuseries promises to offer unprecedented behind-the-scenes access to the team's operations, including the build-out of its technical facilities in Fishers, Indiana, and support structures in Silverstone, UK. So what this tells me is they might have a videographer that comes and does a video. My question is, are they going to send Keanu? And I think that would be amazing. Anyways, there's our little famous someone is coming. Keanu Reeves may or may not be coming to Fishers, Indiana. So excited. It's funny when I went down that path of like trying to figure out if famous people are from here or whatever. I was quite disappointed. We are a flyover city, but what's been really interesting, there's a bunch of companies. I actually just posted to my Instagram. There's an Instagram guy here who does interviews of local residents, and he has business owners come in and talk about the area. His name's Nate. Anyways, he was talking to this business owner that had a company that is, I believe it was California. And when he looked at his costs of what it would be to have his company be where traditionally is sitting, or move it to other locations, Indiana is such a great place. It's centrally located. The cost, like when he was looking at the cost from a tax perspective and or the employees that you can get and all that, he found that Indiana is the place to be. We are cool, just people don't know about it. Okay. Next topic of the day is low income housing. Now, this is twofold, because whenever I say low income housing, I'm not going to go too deep into it here on our YouTube channel, because at the end of the day, it is a big conversation that I think has so many multiple layers that I think things get lost in what it is. So I came across this article that a dog park, so a bakery, dog park, and homes for people with disabilities planned on Noblesville Midland Trace. So this doesn't scream low-income housing, right? When you read that, right? I think it's amazing. A bakery, a dog park, and homes for people with disabilities. I really love that. But I loved it even more when I went in to kind of read more about it. So a housing project for people with disabilities. I already said all that. And cafe is being planned along the, let me close this, sorry. Planned along the Midland Trace in Noblesville next to Janus Development Services. They are a company that helps people with disabilities. The project would be east of Willowview Road and south of State Road 32 in a swath of land owned by Janus, a Hamilton County nonprofit that provides transportation and job training for people with disabilities. Sounds amazing. Under a pending agreement, so this isn't solidified yet, the city would buy 6 acres of the land for an apartment building, which would be constructed by Real America, a nonprofit that builds low-income housing. A dog park and a trailhead with bathrooms would be part of the development, as would Be Free, a bakery that would provide job training for Janus clients in a new cafe. So there is a Be Free. I'm going to go to it because I really love it. It is a allergen-free bakery. So it's an all gluten-free bakery, and they provide job training and or train people with disabilities. Many of them that I know of when I've gone in there have autism. But it is such a great bakery, and or to have this be then around the, let me close that, around this new building or facility. Surik said the development will be similar to South Point Village Apartments in Fishers, another partnership with Janus, which was the first of its kind in Indiana to combine living units for low-income individuals and people with disabilities. The project has gained national recognition, which it really has, and it's a really good project. And I love that it's kind of like merging and having it be in conjunction with the Midland Trace and having the trail and the bakery and the dog park and just having the conglomeration of all those things. I think it sounds really great. It does go on to say, let's see, where is it? No. Oh, included in the development is a strip mall with a crew car wash, Wawa convenience store, and gas station with residents. I want to say it talked about, so it might have been a different article, but it talked about how many, oh, nope, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Real America President Mike Surik said the apartment plan is for 60 units in 1- and 2-story buildings, with 12 set aside for people with disabilities and the rest for low-income residents with earning between 30 and 80% of the median for the area. The complex would cost an estimate $18 million, assisted by an $11.5 million federal low-income housing credit. Real America will apply for the credit in July, and if it is approved, should receive it in the fall. So I think it's really awesome to be able to have a location where you can get into Hamilton County and be able to have a property where it is an apartment complex. So these aren't houses. But then you also have the ability of the disabilities to be already segregated out, to have them have apartments as well, because I think it's really hard to find apartments. They're probably built a little bit differently to accommodate. And so I got really excited about this, partially because I think it's hitting multiple things with the dog park and the Be Free, which, again, if you can support them, we have for years, especially since I'm gluten-free. So I was really excited about that. Really great development coming to the area. So there is some hope for low-income housing, because I think so many people want to just push it aside, which is unfortunate. So, okay. Next up is another new development that is coming to Westfield. So Westfield, if you don't know, I'm going to leave the picture right there of this beautiful mock-up, I guess. If you are familiar with, currently, if you live in Westfield, construction is awful. If you're considering moving to Westfield, construction is awful. But the benefit is, I'm going to say that with anything comes transition, right? And so when you have new projects like this one that I'm going to talk about, the benefit of this is you're going to widen 32 and you're going to add all these things to downtown Westfield. I don't see anything wrong with trying to get it all done or get more down there, so that once those projects are done, more people can come in. Because if it's just drawn out over 20 years or whatever, that can be really painful. So I'm kind of excited about this. I know if you're in Westfield, I'm really sorry. Traffic is going to suck. And for the businesses that are there currently, I feel bad. But a new Vision Jersey Street project, next proposal for downtown redevelopment. So details of the latest project that would help change the face of downtown Westfield went before the Westfield Advisory Plan Commission June 2nd. Although the development received mostly positive reactions from the commission, some residents raised concerns. I don't care what it is, you're always going to get concerns no matter what it is. The $106 million mixed-use development is proposed by Jersey 32 LLC. The planned unit development would include up to 225 apartments, so bringing more people to that downtown area to kind of be able to, how do I say this? Well, if you have a downtown with no people, because the people have to drive into the downtown, you have to have people living down there, especially if you're wanting a work, play, live type of environment, which I think is what Westfield is trying to advocate, kind of like Carmel and Fishers have. More than 530 garage parking spaces, which I'm just going to tell you, when you have all this, that is really great. You need the garage spaces. That's one thing that Fisher's ended up doing. Carmel has started to do or did and so you need the parking spaces. 43,500 square feet of retail and restaurant space and a 10,000 square foot office space on Jersey and Poplar Streets south of Indiana 32. The development would include a plaza, an art installation honoring Westfield's historical role in the Underground Railroad, which I think is so cool. The project developed is Skendar, I'm sure I just butchered that, a Chicago-based full-service building contractor, which would move its Indiana satellite headquarters to the building. So not only are they building this, but they're moving their satellite headquarters to that location, which, again, I also think is really great. Sounds like they're trying to get out of Chicago. Their vice president lives in Westfield, said a concept plan was first developed in 2023. He met with then Council Scott Willis, who is now mayor, about moving the Indiana office to Westfield. So anyways, it kind of talks about the property, about how downtown Westfield is growing, definitely wanting to develop that area. But one of the city's longest standing residents expressed concerns, Judy Stanley, who lives at 209 West Main Street since 1948. Her home is on the National Registry of Historical Places. Stanley said traffic and density could become problematic. And here's the thing. I think I talk about this sometimes when I talk about the different cities. Fisher's dealt with this. They tore down some of the older homes in and around that area. Hamilton County is a developing area. And when you have a developing area, the unfortunate part about that is you have these small houses where they're torn down. Some of them are old and need to be torn down. Some of them aren't. And there are a few houses that are still in downtown Fishers and even Carmel. A lot of them have turned into businesses. And so I feel bad for her. Definitely don't want that for anyone, but Westfield is trying to grow and get bigger and develop as that work, play, live community. And so for those reasons, it's unfortunate, but I think it's really good for people who want to be in Westfield, especially somebody that's coming from Chicago, right, to Westfield. It's probably way cheaper in Westfield than it is in Chicago or the outskirts of Chicago. And so I think it's a great property. APC members said the proposal creates elements that would tie together work around underway. I can't even read today, you guys. This is why I have books read to me, because I can't even read. APC members said the proposal creates elements that would tie together work already underway in downtown Westfield, such as Union Square, a mixed-use residential and retail development overlooking Grand Junction Plaza and Sun King Brewery. The city of Westfield also recently approved the Park and Poplar PUD, planned unit development, and a multi-use development parking garage and public plaza just west of Restaurant Row or Park Street. So it sounds like Westfield, I don't know why they wouldn't approve this or wouldn't move forward on it. It sounds like they're really trying to incorporate the history of Westfield, what it is. It sounds like, again, a mixed-use development is really great with what you're looking at. So this is, I can't see because even with my glasses, I need stronger glasses, you guys. This is Poplar Street, and then this is Main 32. So see how that's a roundabout, like this is all being redesigned, and then this is Mill Street. So active roof deck, retail, garage, multifamily, a passive roof deck, which that sounds pretty cool. 30 retail plaza, retail on both sides, and then a restaurant and an art plaza. So I think it's going to sound really cool. I think, in my opinion, Westfield kind of needs this to compete. Right, wrong, or indifferent, you can disagree with me. Put it in the comments below. I don't really care. I think that Westfield needs that, because I think that there's a lot of people that are wanting to move to Westfield, and Westfield just doesn't have as much as what Carmel and Fishers currently have. But that doesn't mean Westfield couldn't have that, right? I think that they're really trying to develop Westfield and make it this amazing city It's not that it's not amazing already. It is amazing, but to make it, again, that work, play, live kind of environment. So anyways, I'm kind of excited about that. That's the news on what's coming to Hamilton County. Okay. At this point in time, before we kind of jump into the data or the what is happening with this real estate market here in Fishers, I like to kind of take a break. Let me know where you're watching from. Leave a comment if you have any questions about any of the topics I just talked about. And I just want to say thank you for watching our channel. Ultimately, we love doing this. We don't, if you're watching it now or you're watching it later, it doesn't really matter. We don't usually get a whole lot of comments here, but I have people that, call and ask us questions after the fact. So that's really why we do it, so that we can provide content to you to kind of know what's coming and going here in Hamilton County. Our quote roundabout. Okay. So let me get speaking of roundabouts, there's a new one coming to town. You didn't already know. Let me get rid of that. The roundabout, which will be at the intersection of State Road 32 and Hague Road, is set to open in October. The intersection will be closed starting July 7th. That was yesterday. This comes as part of the city's Reimagine Pleasant Street project. So if you're driving in and around downtown Noblesville, then you will have some detours. You guys, we've had detours for years. It's just another route to get to where you're wanting to go. They are, so you can kind of see here, this is Connor Street. That's the main street that you come into downtown. This is Allisonville Road. 32 kind of jumps. It goes here, it comes across, and then jumps over. So when you are driving right now, you're going to have to go up Connor, then come down Little Chicago and over 32, because this is all going to be closed. But I'm going to tell you, that's going to be really nice when it's done. And I've been really impressed with Noblesville as well, especially a few episodes ago, I don't remember which one, they talked about where they're going to be redoing downtown Noblesville, which will include like the plumbing and electrical and all that, which I think need, because it's really the oldest downtown city that we have in Hamilton County. And I think this is really going to help with flow and movement, because there are times when you want to go to downtown Noblesville or get around downtown, it's a pain in the ass. Well, now we're going to have a new roundabout in a new way, and it's going to be really nice. So I'm excited about the new roundabout. Another roundabout. I mean, you guys, Carmel officially, I saw somewhere it is the roundabout capital of the United States. And so it will not surprise me that that'll just continue, because, well, it just will continue. Okay, so data. I like data. I thrive on knowing where the market's moving, what's happening, and I try to follow the news to kind of see what's going on. And I came across this article on realtor.com. And so I kind of thought we'd kind of talk about it and be able to talk about it from an Indiana perspective versus a national, right? Because this is realtor.com. So this is national, right? So this is not specific to Hamilton County or Indiana, but home buyer friendly conditions persist as more homes are added to the market. The housing market continued trending more in favor of buyers in the weeks ahead of Independence Day, drawing more prospective home buyers into the market. New listings and active inventory continued to rise on an annual basis for the week ending June 28th. And so like the data, you can't pull data for the current time. And so we're going to be talking about June's data. Homes spent longer on the market, according to the Realtor.com economic research team's weekly housing update. Although affordability challenges remain a key constraint, mortgage rates have now eased lower for... Sorry, I read that and I read it right, but then I was questioning what I was reading. Mortgage rates have now eased lower for 5 straight weeks, dropping to 6.67% as of Thursday, according to Freddie Mac. God, I love Freddie Mac. Mortgage purchase applications jumped 16%. So that means that buyers are out there and they're wanting to do stuff compared with a year ago, showing renewed interest from buyers after a slow spring season, according to data from the Mortgage Bankers Association, or MBA. The uptick follows sluggish activity in May when sales of new homes dropped 6.3% compared with a year earlier, and existing home sales dipped 0.7% annually. So I looked at this housing market conditions for July 3rd. Median listing prices from a year to date down. New listings are up 7.3%, active listings 28%, and 5 days slower on market. So I found this really interesting. It kind of goes on to, buyers see more options as fresh listings rise, which is interesting. I think we have two types of buyers, and you might be in one of these. You are a buyer who wants to buy, and you almost have to buy. You're either relocating or for whatever reason you're moving and you have to buy. Either you are a seller and you need to sell your home, but you have to buy, right? And so you're limited a little bit partially because of time. A lot of it is you have a specific amount of time that you need to move, right? And then you have the second buyer, which I think we have a ton of these second buyers that are out there. Those are you, those of you that you have a house, you're paying for a house, you're in a house. I don't know if this is as many renters. This is mostly homeowners that have a house. They probably have a low interest rate. They would like to move. There are things in their house that they dislike and they're frustrated and they would like to move, but they don't have to move. And they've become very, very picky. And so when a new house hits the market, if it fits what they want, because they've been waiting for 2 years, a year and a half, they've been waiting for the rates to drop. They've now realized rates aren't specifically dropping. And so they're tired of really having those pain points. And so they would like to find something, but the only house that they're going to move to is the one that potentially is really great. This house for one of our clients hit this weekend. You guys, this house was amazing. She sent it to me and she was like, hey, I want to see this house. They have a house. They would like to move. That's this buyer, but they don't have to move. Okay. And so I said, oh, well, this one's probably going to go pretty quickly. The backyard had a waterfall. It had a pool. It had a putting green. It was completely updated, fresh, clean. My son was behind me when I was looking at it. He was like, Mom, buy that house. I'm like, I'm not buying a house. Not right now. I'm not ready yet. But this house, great house. That listed on Thursday. They said they weren't doing showings on Friday, which was the 4th of July. They were going to start showings on Saturday and Sunday. When I called on Saturday night, was that Saturday night? I messaged them. Anyways, they already had like 3 or 4 offers. And so it's all those buyers that are like, if the perfect house hits. And so you have this really small window. If you're that perfect house, and we as agents will be able to tell you like, hey, you're a diamond in the rough. Absolutely. Like the price probably got pushed higher than it really for all intents and purposes needed to be pushed. But these buyers are out there and there's a lot of them. And so you fit into 2 categories. And so that's why I think when you read this article that kind of talks about they want fresh listings. Like they're literally waiting for the fresh listing. And so that's what I find very interesting when I then go and look at the data that is for Hamilton County. So we're going to go over there. First, we're going to start. I'll just go Hamilton. I don't know why I ever go. So if we look at Hamilton County, if we looked at that data of what Realtor.com was talking about, where there's like the inventory, it's sitting longer and we don't have as much, like we're getting more houses that are hitting, and everything that you're hearing is we're in a buyer's market. And I'm not going to say that we're not in a buyer's market, but we're not in what a traditional buyer's market is. Like a buyer's market means there's way more buyers than there are sellers. And so I push a little bit from the standpoint of saying we're in a buyer's market. Okay, maybe sort of. I think buyers are being more strategic. I think buyers aren't giving the world. But on this house, I guarantee those 4 offers were above asking. She said she had appraisal gaps. She said she had inspection waivers. So she's getting all those things that we got in 21, 22, right? She got them. They got them. And so here locally, and I can only speak locally because I don't live in Texas or Florida or California where they're struggling a lot more and homes are sitting. Oh, if I go back to that article, homes also continue to stay longer on the market before a sale, with the median time on market hitting 54 days. 54 days. I haven't seen it 54 days here in a long time. Okay, I take that back. I see 54 days occasionally or older, and they're homes that are priced too high, that are in really bad shape, that really like they're not listed well. We even toured a home today, and I'm gonna call the agent. They're questioning why they're not getting any buyers on the house or any activity. And when I looked at the home and I'm walking through the house, I'm looking at the listing. The listing says it's a 3-bedroom. It's $1 million house, 3 bedrooms. But I toured the home and I'm like, this is a 4-bedroom house. So you need to make sure that the actual listing sheet is correct, because I'm going to tell you right now, people that are looking, there are so many people that click, I want 4 bedrooms, and don't even see any of the 3-bedroom homes. So they've limited a demographic of people that want 4 bedrooms. And so that's going to be my recommendation to her of like, hey, I noticed this. You might want to change it because that bedroom that is in the basement that has an egress window and has a closet is a 4th bedroom. So those are things to keep in mind, but we don't see that. Anyways, it goes on to, as a result, the total number of homes actively for sale remains on a strong upward trajectory, now 27% higher than this time last year. So that means yes, there are more houses, but what does that mean for Indiana? So let me go back to Indiana's data, or Hamilton County's. So median sales price, $487. That is up 5% over May. So we're talking June. So it's up from May to June. It's never been 487. Look at that. Okay. Closed sales, we're at the highest. We're at 650. We haven't hit 650. 645 was last year. So we increased in sales. Median days on market is 10, which that's actually been that is longer by 3 days, right? But we're still not what we were in January, which was 28. So that still wouldn't tell me that we're in a buyer's market. 99.4% to list value. Median, if you know me, you know that means nothing. When everybody's saying we're getting more listings hit, this is new listings. Look at this. It's 759. That's down. Now it's more than January, but okay. We all know that there's always going to be more houses in June than there are ever going to be in January. It is. And there's more than there were from last year, but not from the standpoint of the timing, right? So new listings, 650 sold. We only have 759 new ones. Active inventory 968. So yep, that's up. I mean, I'll agree that is up, but I'm not saying that it's shifting the market, because we're only at a 1.5 months inventory. Okay. So, and in January it was 1.8. So I don't think that we're trending like the United States yet. Okay. That is my assessment. I don't think we're there yet, but Indiana is always behind. And so if you're someone that wants to look at data and look at what happens, we're on that trajectory. So I would say, people always ask me all the time, I think one of the first questions any new client will ask, should I sell right now? And my response is the same to every single person. If you can, if the funds are there. I don't like the date the rate, marry the house, or whatever that phrase is. I've never liked that phrase, because I think you have to make sure that it's within your means. And if you're thinking of moving in the next 3 to 5 years, then yeah, I would try to find the house that fits your needs next. If rates go down, Great. Great. If they don't go down, then remember, go back to that very first statement that I said, if it's within your means. Okay. Find the house that you love. Because my clients from this weekend missed out on the house the next day because she was like, I don't want to compete. And she wasn't really ready because she's that buyer that would like to, but doesn't have to. Um, she wants that house. She still wants that house. I'm going to hear about that house for a year because they want the house. It would have been perfect for them, right? But when you're in that, like, we don't know and we don't want to compete, the good houses, you guys, the good houses, they sell quickly, especially if their agent really walks them through the whole process. Like, we have a whole process that we go through to make sure that we're hitting all these steps and spots so that when your house hits the market, it's like you're getting in that 10-day window, right? She got it within 24 hours, right? And we're still seeing that. So anyways, that's the data. Next up in the show, looking at houses. This week we're going to Carmel. The first house we're going to is this little bungalow. It's so cute, you guys, except it's $284,900. Okay. It's 420 Vista Drive. It's the least expensive house that you can buy in Carmel, which I was actually surprised you could even find a house under 300,000. But you guys, it's 960 square feet. She a small baby. She tiny. Personally, I actually think it's overpriced. Which it's shocking to even be saying that because it's in Carmel and you can get a house for $284,000. It's been on the market for 44 days. So it still hasn't hit the national average that they were talking about, that 54 days. She got 10 days left on her period. That sounds weird. Sorry. That got awkward. Okay. Here's this. It's really cute. They redid it though. It's fresh, it's clean, that's staged. It should have actually stuff down here that says this is staged legally. But it's cute. I think they've made it, updated. It's fresh. So if somebody's wanting to be in Carmel, I always question this and I feel like I should look at the data of this. What I don't know is how much is your mortgage payment on this versus if you could rent. And so that's the question. Is it better? And this is a whole nother episode as well, but the group of individuals currently right now that really are pushing a rental society versus a home ownership society. I mean, let's be honest, I like the homeowners. I mean, I think that there's a lot of value in it, but this would be a question that I would definitely have someone go through to look at their numbers to determine what's going to be the best fit for them. But this thing is so cute. You could probably bike to the Monon or bike to downtown Carmel because it's super close. It has a garage. I mean, I think it's great. Location wise, let me scroll down for location. So it is off 111th and north. We're moving lights. Adam just got up and was moving a light. Apparently he didn't like where that light was located. I just think it's funny. Okay. Let me zoom out. I was trying to do it a different way. If I zoom out so you can kind of see this is North College, this is 31. So jumping on 31 to go to the airport or downtown or anywhere, super easy access. But downtown is right over here. So you can, I believe you can actually bike along here to get to the Monon. So super close. If not, it's like a 5-minute, 3-minute drive. Wouldn't be too bad. So there's house number one. I'm going to skip number two because this one is amazing. It is so eclectic. And I'm just going to say that you're going to want to wait and see that one. We're going to skip number two. We're going to go to number three because I want you to wait and watch number three because it's amazing. Okay. 2. This is 2. It is amazing. It's amazing as well. But I like to show you the bougie $3,199,900 $3,199,900. How do you say that? Millions, 3 millions. Okay. 6-bedroom. This house, first off, can we talk about their landscaping? Look at their landscaping. It's really beautiful. Love the front patio. Love the green, that green color is in right now, so I love it, like, the sage green, tones, but then you get inside and you're like, "Oh my gosh." Okay, love the two-tone, right? Like the white with the white, love that. Love the floors. This is more of a, traditional or a timeless kind of color of a floor versus it being too yellow or too dark, which I love. I think this color is actually coming back, and hitting the scene, which I get really excited about. You guys, would you like it if I did it like this? Because then you can see the house so much you don't need to look at me. Um, Butler's pantry style bar. Look at that fireplace. You guys, that stone fireplace is just chef's kiss. Really love that. The furniture is great in this house as well. The kitchen opens up to that great room, office. You guys, this is the hard part. This is how I look at houses. And you're like, Cameron, slow down. I know. I'm sorry. Kitchen. You're like, I want to see the space. That's what people tell me all the time. Slow down. I don't know how to do things slow. I like got to get through the pictures because I want to determine if I like it or not. Arch doorway. Did you catch that arch doorway? Uh-huh. With those pendant lights. Beautiful. A pool table room. It's a whole room. That's off the front door. Ooh, I kind of like that. It's kind of like a bar hangout space. Beautiful office. Look at the color drenching. You could even color drench this even more if you don't like the wood, paint the wood. There's some finishes that are like, okay, like, that you could change. A craft room. Again, if you watch us enough, you wish that there was stuff down here that tells me what room that is. That's the primary bedroom, which it had a coffee bar, a wet bar in the primary bedroom. Okay, I like that. Bathtub. That's a beautiful closet. Basement. Oh, it's a pub feel. I love a good pub basement. And apparently Neil Armstrong is down there as well. He's scoping out the pub. That's really cool. Workout room with a sauna. Do you like how I go back? A sauna. That's when you request the sauna to stay. That's a cool movie room. It's almost like the portal, like the oh my gosh. My husband's gonna kill me right now. I can't think of this is the portal with all of the stones. Avengers? Is that right? The Avengers? The stones? Thanos? If you like superhero stuff, he's gonna come in here. Is this Thanos's realm? Is that his realm with all the stones? It's like an Egyptian.
Oh, that looks like Stargate.
Stargate. What's Stargate?
It's an old sci-fi show.
Oh, you could redo this though, and you could have it be Thanos's or like a portal, a realm. Just saying, could be really cool. It is really cool. That is really cool, but it could be even cooler. A pink bedroom for the girl, the twin boy bedroom, another girl bedroom, looks like another boy bedroom, backyard, 4-car garage. I mean, isn't this beautiful? I do love a good night picture. The only thing it's missing is a pool, but it has a ginormous backyard. So that's what you get for $3,199,900. Still don't know how to say that. 6 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 12,000 square. You guys, 12,000 square feet. I don't want to clean that. Okay. Map. I'm going to show you the map here. This is off of Ditch and Main. So great location. It's a little bit more like west West Carmel, the village of West Clay. So there's tons, Psalms Ale House, tons of shopping and dining there. But yet, because it's Main Street, you can kind of go right in. You've got Meyer restaurants and dining here. And then this is downtown Carmel Arts and Design District. So see, you're not very far. Okay, who wants to see monkeys? You want to see monkeys? I saved the last for best. This house,
For best.
the last for best, the best for last. Do you like that he laughs at me when I make a mistake? It's because it's hilarious. Because like my brain, I say things before my brain processes it. You guys, this house has monkeys. 6 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 5,400 square feet. When I say eclectic, this hits all of the eclectic boxes. Like you're good, like just going to go down and you're going to mark all of the boxes. I saw this and I had to show it to you. It's 1.3 million. It's actually in a phenomenal area. So it is in Spring Mill Ridge. It's been listed for 55 days, 1 day past the national average. And it's great. So let's look at this house. Full brick. Look at all that brick. It's beautiful. From an exterior perspective, I think it has a lot going for it until you see that. If this is your style, I love this for you because this fits like it's amazing. I really want to go tour it. So if you are someone who this is your style, I want to, let's go. I am game because I love when somebody can fully embrace who they are and love that and put it into their house. And so that's this. I feel like I think I would love this person because they went all in and I'm really excited about it. Do you see this picture right here? I don't think I can zoom in, but that is the picture of their 2 monkeys. Okay. We're just gonna scroll. There's a pig at the front door with Mardi Gras beads around it. Red. They like red, black, and white. That is the decor here. There are so many parts that I love this, like polka dotted curtains. Can we just say it is a full-blown artistic vibe? Do you see that chair? That is a king's chair or queen, however you want to look at it. Look at that. Shag carpet. I want to know when they got that shag carpet because it is amazing. You know, it's a person going to the bathroom. It's so amazing. And look, they love their monkeys. This is the kitchen. I don't know what that is on their countertop. We're going to go fast through this. Spoons. I feel like okay. This is Beetlejuice's house or the mom's house. What is her name? Catherine O'Hara's house. This is Delia's house. Is this not amazing? You can't see it, but when you visit, apparently there are cages right here, and that's where the monkeys, there really are live monkeys in the house. You have to sign a waiver, and you're supposed to say that you can't touch them. I don't know if there's actually a waiver. I think they just say that you can't touch them. Do you see this house? You guys. Shaq could probably sleep in that bed. Look how big that bed is. Is that a stained glass window? I purposefully didn't look through all of the pictures because I wanted to actually have the reaction with you in real time here because that is a stained glass window. That is beautiful. Look at that. Look how pink those lips are. Oh, more monkeys. This is amazing. I mean, I am obsessed with this. I don't know what those are trophies or awards of. Can we tell what they are? Boxing? It does. It looks like there's like somebody's kicking something like boxing or mixed martial arts. There's the monkey cage. It's apparently got its own room. What's interesting, so I know that I'm having this reaction, but I'm gonna tell you, it looks like this house is really maintained. Now, I might have a different opinion when I get there, but I look at little things like the trim of like the baseboards, and I look at like how the paint is. If you see paint along, so this house actually looks like it's very well maintained. And so I will pick a well-maintained house that just needs some TLC, some paint. Like this really just probably needs some paint. Um, and because it's white walls. That's kind of cool. It's like a town or with lights. You have to like black and white, I will say, or kind of that industrial. They also, oh yeah, it's karate. And you can go tanning real quick. Just a quick tan sesh. Their garage. 2 fridges, 3 fridges. I like that. Okay. Look at this outdoor space though. There's a pool and a outdoor like oasis, a slide, a ping pong table, and I think that there's trees all the way around, so there's like complete privacy. This is a gem. It just is a gem for the right person. See, like there's trees all along. For the right person. That's a good picture. Oh, that's the stained glass from the outside. You get to look at someone's face. I think it's super cool. I love the vibe. Again, I love the person that goes all in. I'm not surprised that there's a koi pond with Japanese maple trees. I do love a beautiful Japanese maple. One of my favorite trees. I actually said that I would always have a Japanese maple in all of my houses. And so far, we've lived in 2 houses and I've had a Japanese maple at both houses. Again, Bones, it looks to be a great property. Is it a little eclectic? Sure, it's eclectic, but those are the things that you go in and you change some things about it to make it your own. It's on a cul-de-sac, so the kids or the grandkids or your friends' kids can play in the cul-de-sac. You've got like it is secluded. I'm all game for this property. So if you want to see it, let me know. Let's go observe some monkeys. I had to show it to you because it is a unique property, and I love unique properties. When you have something that is unique like this, I think it needs to be shown because it needs to for that right buyer to see it, right? And so there you go. I probably should have started the very beginning of the show of who wants to see some monkeys in a house or something like grabbing like that, because maybe more people would have stayed and watched till the very end to see some monkeys in a house. Anyways, there you go. Location. Oh, I always show you location. So let me show you location. So this is Spring Mill Road. Nope. I want to zoom out. And this is Main Street. Okay. So a little bit close to where that other one was that's over here. But again, super close to that Meyer, the Monks. And then downtown Carmel is just, let's call it 5 to 10. 5. It's so close. So really close. You could go to Cake Bake and get gluten-free, which right now, just so you know, is mint chocolate cake, and it is phenomenal. Anyways, I've gone long. It's 3:04. Hopefully you enjoyed our live today, seeing potentials of famous people, monkeys, and all of the such. If you're new to the channel, make sure to watch other videos like this. We do lives every Tuesday at 2. Tuesdays at 2. Oh, sorry. You don't want to stare at the picture of the house, of the map. So we do these every Tuesday at 2. So make sure to tune back in if you have any questions. And even if you're watching this after the fact, still leave a question because I'll try to answer that question in next week's video. And if you liked it, maybe click the thumbs up and subscribe, and you'll get notified when we post videos like this or videos about the area, about Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. And yeah, we're here to help. If you have any questions, call me. You get me. So would love to chat with you, see if you're thinking of moving, if you're wanting to sell, We do, again, cinematic video tours for all of our listings. So we really try to grab onto, the social aspect of your house and show monkeys. That's so cheesy. Anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Yay.